There is a dread that is deeper than the fear of ghosts or monsters. It is a modern, deeply personal dread, known only to those who have dared to create something and share it with the world. It is the dread of the void, the terror of silence. For over a month I have poured every spare hour of my life into this channel, Anatomy of Dread. I have researched, written, narrated, and edited over 40 videos. I have followed every piece of advice. I have created the best content I am capable of making, and the result has been a profound and deafening silence. This is not a story from a history book. This is a story that is happening right now. This is a psychological autopsy of a failing YouTube channel. My own. We are not going to dissect a historical event today. We are going to dissect the anatomy of what it feels like to pour your soul into a void and hear nothing back. Let's begin with the evidence, the case file. Over the last month, this channel has received tens of thousands of impressions. The YouTube algorithm, in its own way, has given this content a chance. The small number of people who do click watch for an average of over 5 minutes, a strong sign that the content itself is engaging. The branding is professional. The topics are well researched by all technical measures. This channel should be succeeding, and yet, it is not. This is the central paradox that every struggling creator faces, and it creates a powerful cognitive dissonance. It is the jarring, painful conflict between two opposing beliefs. I know my work is good, versus, the world is telling me my work is worthless. This feeling is the first stage of the creator's dread. It's a deeply isolating experience. You exist in a world of data, of analytics, of constantly refreshing a page, hoping for a sign of life. Every video you upload is a message in a bottle, thrown into a vast, indifferent ocean. And when no reply comes, you are left with a single soul-crushing question. Am I the only one who cares about this? This isn't just about views or subscribers. From a psychological perspective, it's about a fundamental human need. The need for validation. The need to know that your voice has been heard, that your work matters, that you have made a connection. When that need is met with silence, the brain interprets it as a form of social rejection, one of the most painful experiences a human being can endure. The result is a slow descent into a state of creative burnout. The initial passion that fueled your late nights and early mornings begins to feel like a foolish delusion. The joy of creation is replaced by the anxiety of the upload. Every new video is no longer an act of hope, but a gamble against a stacked deck. This is the unseen monster that every creator fights. Not the algorithm, but the slow, creeping erosion of their own self-belief. And in this story, we are going to dissect that monster, piece by piece. What is the fuel that drives a creator to work day and night, to pour their soul into a project with no guarantee of success? For some, it is the pursuit of fame. For others, the love of the art. But for many of us, the motivation is something far deeper, far more personal. It is a burden. A beautiful, heavy burden. For me, the creator of this channel, that burden has a name. It is the name of my brother. It is the story of his sacrifice, of the life he put on hold, the loans he took, so that I could get the education he never had. This channel was never just about history. It was meant to be a repayment, a way to give back to the person who gave me everything. And this is where the dread truly begins. The psychological weight of this personal mission transforms the YouTube journey from a creative passion into a high-stakes test. Every video is not just a video, it is a hope. Every view is not just a number. It is a small step towards repaying a sacred debt. And every day of silence, every video that fails to connect feels like a personal failure, a betrayal of that sacrifice. This is a universal story. So many of us are creating, not in a vacuum, but under the immense pressure of our own expectations and the hopes of those we love. We look at other channels, we see the overnight success stories, and we fall into the most dangerous trap of all, the comparison trap. We see their success, but we don't see the years of silent work that came before it. We don't see their own private burdens, their own fears, their own moments of despair. Social media creates a highlight reel of success, and we compare our behind-the-scenes reality of struggle and debt to their public performance of victory. This comparison is a poison. It erodes our confidence. It makes our own journey feel slow, inadequate, and hopeless. It makes us feel like we are the only ones who are failing. But the truth is, the silent struggle, the feeling of being invisible, the fear of letting down the people who believe in us, that is the one, true, universal experience of every single person who has ever dared to create something new. The anatomy of this dread is not unique to me. It is the shared secret of us all. The feeling of failure is a powerful narrative. It is a story we tell ourselves when the results we see do not match the effort we have invested. But a good detective, a good psychological profiler, does not trust the story. They trust the evidence. And the evidence of this failing channel tells a story that is not about failure at all. It is about a hidden success. Let's look at the first piece of evidence: impressions. Over the last month, this channel has received tens of thousands of impressions. This is not a sign of failure. This is a sign that the YouTube algorithm is actively working for us. It has taken our stories and shown them to a vast audience. It is giving us a chance. The void is not empty, it is filled with thousands of opportunities. Now, let's look at the most important piece of evidence, the one that completely contradicts the feeling of failure: the average view duration. The analytics show that the few people who do click on these videos are watching, on average, for over 5 minutes. Some videos have an average watch time of over 10 minutes. In the world of YouTube, where the average viewer clicks away in under 60 seconds, this is a spectacular result. This is the secret, hidden story that the data is telling us. It is telling us that our product, our storytelling, our research, our narration is excellent. The problem is not the quality of our work. The problem is not the content. The people who find us stay. The people who enter the museum love the exhibits. This data reframes our entire investigation. The channel is not failing. It is a high-quality niche product that has a marketing problem. The advertisement, the combination of our titles and thumbnails has not been strong enough to convert the thousands of opportunities, impressions, into a large audience views. This is a profound and hopeful realization. It is much harder to fix a bad video than it is to fix a bad thumbnail. We have already done the hardest part. We have created something that people genuinely value. The story, the data tells us, is not one of despair. It is a story of a single solvable problem, and it gives us a clear and powerful roadmap for the future. The anatomy of this failure is, in fact, the anatomy of a massive, untapped potential. So, what is the final diagnosis of this psychological autopsy? The subject, this channel, is not dying from a disease of poor quality or a lack of passion. It is suffering from a single, treatable condition, a crisis of confidence, brought on by a slow start and a misunderstanding of the evidence. The feeling of failure is real, but the data tells us it is not the truth. The truth is that we have built a powerful engine, but we have not yet learned how to turn the key. This realization changes everything. It transforms the narrative from one of heartbreak to one of profound and powerful hope. The dread we have been dissecting is not an ending, it is a beginning. It is the necessary, painful, and universal struggle that every creator must endure before they break through. The silence is not a judgment, it is a classroom, and it has taught us the most valuable lesson of all. Our stories are strong enough. Now we must make our packaging, our titles and thumbnails equally strong, and this is where we return to the most important piece of data, the one that cannot be measured in analytics. The reason we started this journey in the first place. The beautiful, heavy burden. For me, it is the dream of repaying a brother's sacrifice. It is the hope that one day, I will be able to stand with him, hold his hand, and say, we are free from the debt. This is the anatomy of hope. It is the force that allows us to get up one more time after we have been knocked down. It is the fuel that allows us to face the silence, to endure the slow progress, and to keep creating. Not because we are guaranteed success, but because the work itself is an act of love and a promise. So, this is not the end of Anatomy of Dread. This is the end of the beginning. This is the moment we stop looking at the low views as a sign of failure, and start looking at the high watch time as a sign of our immense potential. This is the moment we stop being afraid of the algorithm and start creating with a new, data-driven confidence. And so, this is my final call to action. This is for everyone out there who is also fighting in the dark, feeling invisible, feeling like their hard work is for nothing. Do not give up. Look closer at your own data. Find the hidden story of your own success, no matter how small. And most importantly, reconnect with the reason you started. Reconnect with your burden, because that is your true, unshakable strength. In the comments below, I want you to share your story. What is the dream, the passion, the burden that is fueling your own hard work? Let's turn this comment section into a testament to the quiet, unseen struggles and the profound hopes that drive us all. Let's prove that we are not alone in this silence. The next chapter of this channel begins now, and it will be built not on the fear of failure, but on the anatomy of our shared hope.